Everyone around you has turned into a different person. Packing bags. Counting down days. Posting sunsets. And you're just sitting there. Wondering if something's wrong with you. Because the thought of going outside right now doesn't feel exciting. It feels like a punishment you didn't earn. Let's be clear. You don't hate fun. You hate this specific version of it. Sweat. Sunburn. And the pressure to look thrilled about both. Here's the part nobody says out loud. Summer is the only season with a personality attached. Nobody hands you a mood requirement in January. Nobody questions your vibe in October. But summer shows up, and suddenly your mood, your outfits, your whole calendar are supposed to bend toward the sun. Like the sun signs your paycheck now. So what's actually going on with people who dread this? Some nervous systems are just built to take in more. More noise. More heat. More stimulation. Roughly 15 to 20% of people fall into this highly sensitive category, according to foundational research on sensory processing sensitivity. For that group, summer isn't a season. It's sensory warfare. Relentless heat with nowhere to hide can push an overloaded nervous system into a low, constant hum of dread. You're not being dramatic. Your body is just loud about something other people never had to hear. And it's not just in your head. During a real heat wave, students without air conditioning showed 13.4% slower reaction times and 13.3% worse test scores than students in cooled rooms. Heat doesn't just make you uncomfortable. It measurably makes you slower. Then there's the social pressure. Everyone's schedule clears at once. The group chat lights up. We should all hang out, energy takes over. And if that kind of open-ended availability drains you instead of exciting you, try explaining that without sounding ungrateful. The tiredness is real. Even when it sounds ridiculous out loud. Then comes the guilt. Which stings worse than the tiredness itself. Because apparently being tired isn't enough. You also have to feel bad about it. Here's a strange one. It's not just you getting more irritable in the heat. Everyone is. A meta-analysis found that every 1 degree Celsius rise in temperature is linked to a 1.64% jump in violent incidents. You're not imagining that people get snappier in summer. The data backs it up. Quick gut check. Summer isn't relaxing for everyone. For some people, it's just louder, hotter chaos with better lighting. Let's talk about sleep. Longer days don't just shift your mood. They shut down melatonin. On a strict biological level. A large-scale sleep tracking study covering tens of millions of nights found people sleep roughly 15 to 20 minutes less per night in summer than in winter. Doesn't sound like much. Until you stack it across 3 straight months. If your mood already tanks with bad sleep, summer isn't just hot and loud. It's quietly wearing you down the whole time. You thought it was a bad mood. You were also running on empty. Here's a fun one nobody warns you about. Caring less about tan lines does not make you broken. It makes you normal. There's identity, too. Summer has an aesthetic. And if it was never yours, you spend 3 months feeling slightly out of step with everyone else. That relief you feel in September. The one that almost embarrasses you with how big it is. That's not random. That's data. And some of this is memory. Seasons hold weight. Maybe summer used to be your hardest stretch, for reasons that had nothing to do with weather. The smell of chlorine. A certain slant of light. Small details that work like time travel, whether you ask for the trip or not. Your brain isn't trying to ruin your July. It's just bad at telling old summers from this one. None of this means you're broken. Here's the twist. A preference for cooler, quieter environments tends to line up with deeper self-reflection. Cognitive style introversion, the kind tied to imagination, not shyness, is consistently linked to a level of self-awareness most people spend years chasing in therapy. That's not a consolation prize. That's a real asset. You built it because faking excitement for the heat never actually worked for you. And here's what's strange. You rarely get to just dislike summer without a disclaimer attached. Try a better fan. Maybe give it another shot. As if the problem was ever about the fan. So you learn to fake a tolerance you don't feel. Which is its own quiet exhaustion, stacked on top of everything else. Here's what I want you to sit with. The way you protect your energy. The relief you feel the second clouds roll in. That's not failure. That's self-awareness. Something a lot of people never actually learn. You already know it. You just thought being different meant being broken. It doesn't. It means you've been paying attention. If any of this landed, tell me in the comments what this season actually feels like for you. One last thing. If your mind won't quiet down, your sleep's been off for months, and your focus keeps disappearing, there's a link in the pinned comment. 7 days. One clear action each day. Sleep, focus, and dopamine reset, covered. Check it out below.